In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the striped square as well as this rainbow with cloud square. Without further ado, let's get into it. For today's video, you will need a 5mm hook, some pink yarn, red yarn, orange yarn, yellow yarn, green yarn, blue yarn, purple yarn. I need to wind this back up, but some white yarn, and then lastly, some black yarn. So the first square we're going to be making is the solid rainbow one. So I'm going to start off with the hot pink, or whatever shade pink you're wanting to do. I'm just going to do a slip stitch. I'm just going to put this here for reference. And then I'm going to chain 18. Or sorry, I'm going to chain 16. And now that I've chained 16, I'm going to put my thumb on that 16th one. I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to do a double crochet into that 16th one. And then I'm just going to double crochet all the way down, because each row, because there's going to be 8 rows, and each row is going to be a different color, so we're going to do a double crochet of each color. And then I will just speed through this and then meet up with you when I am doing a color change. Right, and on the 16th one, I'm going to go in, do halfway, grab my next color, put it in the back, pull that through, chain 2, and then I'm going to go over the other colors to kind of weave them in a little bit so it's less work for me later. And then you're just going to do a double crochet of the red all the way down. And now I'm on the last one, and I did just kind of stop part of the way toward the end so I could leave a little bit extra to weave it back in later. So I'm halfway through. I'm going to grab the orange, and since this is now the back, I'm going to make sure to leave a little bit of a tail, pull that through, and chain 2, or rotate my work. Go through that top stitch, making sure to go over the tails of these colors. And then again, I'm just going to crochet, double crochet all the way down and over the tails. And I'll meet you at the end again. And then again, since these are poking out this end, I'm going to lay these in the back. And then continue going. So as you're working this, you just kind of want to make sure that whatever side you're leaving the tails out, you do the same for each one, and that'll be whatever side you pull the new color from. So sometimes you'll lay the tail in the front, sometimes you'll lay the tail in the back. You just gotta make sure you're doing it the same way each time. And now I have one more before the new color, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that halfway. Grab the yellow, lay that across the back, and pull that through, and chain 2. Turning my work and going under the tails and through the first one, and then just the same as always. And then on the last one, halfway through, grabbing the green, putting that in the front this time because that's where all the tails are, pulling that through, chaining 2. Going through while also making sure to go under the tails so I can weave them in, or crochet over them, however you want to say it. And then the same as the rest. And on the last one, halfway through, now I'm grabbing the blue, pulling that through, and then just crocheting over it as all the others. Okay, and I did this before when I was making this one, and I can't believe I just did it again, but I forgot this lighter blue when I was doing the intro and when I was doing the colors. So you'll also need an aqua color. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot that again. So I'm gonna do everything I just did, but switch it with the blue, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I undid the dark blue and just did the lighter blue in place of it. And then I went ahead and went back and did the blue again. So you didn't miss much, it's just the same as I've been doing everything already. And I could have cut that from the video and just undid it, started back from the green, and you would have, I say you wouldn't have noticed, but then you would have been like, where did this color come from? Because I didn't say you needed it in the beginning of the video. So that's why I went ahead and included it. Plus I mess up a lot because I don't use patterns. I freehand everything and I just figure it out. So there is a lot of frogging in my work, and that's fine. It's fine. That's what I enjoy doing. But anyway, now that I've fixed that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the dark blue. Last one, halfway through, grab my purple, lay that in the back and pull that through and chain 2. Then turning my work and going under that. I'm just going to go ahead and crochet over these as I've been doing for all the rest, and I'll meet you here at the end, which is when we will be done and switching over to doing the trim. Right, and this is the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and go in, grab my white. I'm doing the white trim because I just feel like that kind of gives like cloud vibes. You can do whatever color you want. You can do black, you can do whatever. I'm going to do white. I'm going to pull that through. Chain 1 this time. And then going over these, I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, or sorry, not chain, I'm going to do 1 single crochet stitch in each spot, so that will be 16 across the top. Right, there will be 16 across the top, and you want 16 on each side. Right, and now on this one, I'm going to go ahead and turn the corners. I'm going to go in that same spot and do 1 single crochet to make the corner, and then I'm going to go in almost every single one of these spots and do a single crochet. So that's going to be 3, 4, and then the reason I say almost every, because in one of these little 3 spot clusters, you're going to skip the middle one, just in one of them. So that way, somehow that ends up turning out to 16. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6. 10. 'I skipped this one on accident. 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Usually I don't have that much trouble with it, but since we were doing multiple colors, I pulled the ends really tight, so I wasn't able to see the ones during the color change spots. But then I'm going to turn my work, and in that same spot, I'm going to do 1 right in there. And then I'm just going to go straight across this one. This one will be a lot easier. And that is once again 16. And I'm going to go into that same spot and do another one to turn the corner. And then along here again in one of the clusters of 3, I'm going to skip 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 5. Well, not skipping 5, but skipping this one to make 5. 10, and then going into that same one this one's in will be 16, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that first one we did, chain 2 and pull out a tail, and then pull that nice and tight, and then when it's done it looks like this, and then once all the ends are weaved in and it's been blocked, it looks like this. It gets a little bit bigger. Just, yeah. And on this one, I use different colors because I am doing something for Halloween, and I needed to get an orange, a green, and a yellow, or no, an orange, a green, and a purple. So the orange, the green, and the purple are different from this one. So which one do you like better? Do you like the more neon-y one or the more muted one? Which I say that just because this one's more neon and this one's more neon. But this purple is much brighter than this one. But these ones are much softer. So, okay. And then next, for the next one, we will be doing this one. So you need to go ahead and make a square that is similar to the other one. It's just 16 across and then 8 rows up, and then just go around the edge the same as the other one. I'm gonna get the purple and I'm gonna chain 7. Oh, sorry, no, I'm gonna chain 8 because I'm gonna go around. So I'm going to do 3 single crochets, and then on the 4th one I'm going to do 3 single crochets in one spot, and then I'm going to do single crochets in all the rest. Pull that through and then stop. And then I'm going to get the blue. Pull that through and chain 1. And then I'm going to go over the tail of each of them again so I don't have as much weaving in to do. And then I'm just going to do a single crochet across the whole thing. So there'll be 9 crochets, single crochets in total. And then the purple and the red are going to be what we use to kind of sew it down. So I'm going to cut a pretty long tail, like a pretty long tail. And oops, didn't mean to go all the way through on that last one. I'm going to go part of the way through, and we don't need this color anymore. I'm going to grab the green. Lay that across the front this time and pull that through. Chaining 1. And then again, I'm going to crochet over those tails. And then I'm going to do 4 single crochets. And then in the 5th spot, I'm going to do 3 single crochets. And then I'm going to continue the rest of the 4 in single crochets, just 1 in each spot. I'm going to cut those off. And again, the halfway through, I'm going to pull through. Let me get the other colors. And for the next color, we're going to be doing yellow. And I do apologize for the loud truck noises in the background. My neighbor is currently backing his boat into his garage and appears to be struggling a little bit. And now we're going to single crochet the yellow. And now we're just going to do a single crochet in each spot. So there should be 11 single crochets at this point. Alright, and now we're on the last one. We're going to pull it halfway through. We're going to grab our orange. Do 1 single crochet. We're going to do 5 single crochets, so 1, 3 single crochets in this one spot. And then we're going to finish off the other 5 in single crochets. And then stop halfway through, grabbing our red. Do 1 single slip stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first one, and we're going to do a single crochet all the way across the rest of them until we get to the end. And then in the last one, we're going to do 2 more double crochets in the one spot. We're going to chain 2 and we'll pull out a nice long tail. And then I'm going to stretch it out a bit because I did do this kind of tight. And there we go. And then, like I said, said before, you're gonna want a longer tail on the red and the purple. So I'm gonna cut there. And then on the rest, I'm gonna cut them shorter. And then without paying attention when I was cutting all that, I accidentally cut the tail of the purple off right when I literally told you to leave it longer. But that's okay. I think I have enough with these two to do what I need to do. Just don't be like me. And then when you're sewing them in, I just try to leave these in here. But what I'm gonna do is since this is acrylic yarn, I'm gonna singe the end a little bit, enough for it to melt, and I'm gonna kind of just squish it down to this. But I'm not gonna use my fingers. I'm gonna use the butt of the lighter to squish it down. So I will be right back. All right, so I have finished doing that, and here's what that end looks like. And I wouldn't do this on anything that would be touching the skin because it wouldn't feel too good, but since this is gonna be against this, then I do it, it's fine. And then to kind of shape this, you do kind of have to pull it and stretch it a little bit. I steamed my other one and it did help a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of these and kind of pin it in place a little bit. I'm going to take my tapestry needle or yarn needle, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to just start going in through these top stitches and out. Go ahead and remove that one. And this is why I said you needed a longer tail. I could have steamed this one, like I said, I did the other one to make it bigger, but honestly, this one does cover more of it, but this is still pretty cute. And also I'm going to steam this whole thing together, so this will get a little bit bigger. So I'm not too worried about it, and it is, I think, kind of cute this size. And I like having a bit more of the black showing since there's not a lot of black squares on this very colorful sweater. So I feel like that kind of helps bring all the black squares together a little more. And you don't have to worry about the bottom too much because that is going to be fixed when I do the cloud bits. So what I'm going to do is just go through the bottom here and then out through the top. Yeah, there we go. So I can stitch this part down. And on the other one I did white, but I can't decide. Like, I like it, but I just don't know. Doing a little bit of an invisible stitch. And then on the back, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through two loops that it's near. Pull it, go back through that same spot, wrap it around twice, pull it nice and tight, and then go through and cut it. And now I'm going to do the same with the purple. And then I'm just going to tie them together. And then pull it through like I did the red. And now for the clouds. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 8. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and chain 8. And one more. Actually, not one more. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to go around. That's going to count as 1. It's going to count as 2. 3. 4. And it depends on how fluffy you want to make the clouds. You can do a 5th one. Then chain 2. Or sorry, chain 3. And I go down into the same spot. I'm going to slip stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next spot, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next spot. I'm going to pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through. Slip stitch 3 times, slip stitch into that spot you were just in, and then slip stitch into the next spot, pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3, slip stitch into that same spot, and then slip stitch into the next spot, pull up. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3. And now you should have 3 loops left on your set of chains. I'm going to chain, or sorry, I'm going to slip stitch into that spot we were just working in. Slip stitch into the next spot. Pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3, go into that spot you were just working in, and slip stitch, go into the next spot, and slip stitch, and then go into the next spot, slip stitch, pull some up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 5, pull through, chain 3, go into the spot you were just working in, and slip stitch. And the reason we chain 8 is because we work into the first chain, and then the second chain we skip, because we're going to use that to kind of turn the corner when we're pulling these up. That's why we did the same on the end here. We left that one where we slip stitch into, and then we slip stitch into the next one, and then you work in these 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chains. I hope that kind of helps clarify all this a little bit. It looks like a hot mess right now, but once you find the end and you lay it flat, it kind of helps that extra chain on the ends, helps you bring them up. But anyway, I'm going to chain 2, pull out a tail to stitch with, pull that out, and pull it nice and tight. And then I hope while laying it out, I'm going to get a few more safety pins, or these things, whatever they're called, I always forget. And they're going to be the side you were working on, and there's going to be like this more puffy side. I'm going to lay it down the more puffy side. So you want these to be along the bottom, but I'm going to go up onto it just a little bit to cover up the bottom. And then because you have that one that you skipped, you're going to be able to turn it, turn the corner a little bit on both sides to kind of bring it up in a little bit of a U shape, so you have a puffy cloud around the bottom of your project. So I'm going to lay that flat across there, take one of these and use it. Ooh, almost got myself. Be careful. To hold the cloud down. It's a little difficult. And then same on this end. And I believe on the, like this one I did 5 loops to make them really puffy. I believe on this one I only did 4. So you can see how much puffier this one is to this one. So it's really all preference and what you want to do. I just thought I'd do something different to show you the difference between them. And these are also going to be on 2 different garments, so they don't have to be exactly the same. And these little loops right here, you're going to be using to stitch it down. So this first one, I'm just going to go through where it is located just to get it out of the way for now. And I'm going to stitch across the top first. So I'm going to go straight through where I'm currently at. And I'm sure you guys could figure out how to stitch this down. I just know some people that are newer, like when I was first figuring it out, I was wishing someone would show their work on stitching stuff in, so I figured on this one I would, just to help people a little bit. And I'm just kind of going in and out of where the stitches are. Let's go ahead and remove all these because I just know I'm gonna get myself. I always do. And now I'm gonna go through the back toward the bottom of this, and I'm gonna pick up one of these loops. Like that, just to help hold it down. I'm gonna go to the next one and do the same thing. Pick up that loop to hold it down. And this one is kind of holding itself funny, so I'm gonna go back over there and pick up another loop and just kind of hold it down. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's supposed to be a cloud, and clouds are always doing their own thing. Back down. Sorry, I had an alarm on my phone go off, and so it just stopped the recording. I don't think you missed much though. I'm just gonna keep doing this. And since I learned from the other side it needed more than one, I'm gonna go ahead and go through here. Go back down. See if it feels secure, which it does feel very secure. And since it's so close to that other one, I'm just gonna tie them together loose at first so I don't cinch it. And then tighter. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut them to about the same length to make it easier to put them both through here. I'm going underneath and just hiding these bits. Again, this is what it looks like when it is done. It has not been blocked yet, obviously. This one has, and it did stretch out. Again, this one, I just steamed it a little bit before putting it on. I didn't block it, and then I put it on the background, and then I blocked the whole thing, and it did stretch it out. So this one probably won't be as stretched out as this one, but it should still get stretched out with the whole thing. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. If you just have any general questions, or maybe I didn't describe something very well, or you're just curious about something, or if you'd also like to ask your question in a more private setting, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I will have that linked in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, as well as to watch any future videos that go along with this. This is video, I believe, 4 in my sweater vest series. It's kind of a whimsical sweater vest, so it'll be really fun. And we also have something really fun planned for next month, a 25-day countdown to October. At least I'm hoping I do. So please subscribe for that. And also, if you have any video suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section below as well. Whether that be a tutorial you'd like to see, a pattern you'd like me to make, or whatever, just leave your recommendations down below, or also just let me know what you're currently working on. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you make this, whether it be just the squares or a square, or you get inspired by the square, or you make the whole vest, please, if you make any of this, tag me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I would absolutely love to see your guys' versions of this. I think that would be so fun. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!